So we talked about lessons learned, and now I want to talk a little bit about goals for this coming year. So much of our energy at the moment, again, has been getting school off the ground. Every process that we've had is completely different. And we're going to continue to put our efforts into helping school run smoothly and safely. That's going to be a lot of the effort that we put in this year. And so what we decided to do in terms of our strategic plan is that we wanted to look at refocusing our work that we were doing last year. So thinking about things like our instructional framework, lab sites, and model classrooms, we continue to rethink intervention and special education services, and also our school support teams from this year. So how these ideas will, and we want to ask ourselves and be able to answer the question, how will these ideas look in a COVID-19 world? That's going to be really the critical question that's going to drive us, because it's not just about staying the course, it's about going deeper with the work and re-envisioning these structures as we also completely re-envision school. So how do these structures look? We know how they look lots of times in 2019 or 2018. Now how do they look in 2020 and 2021 in a COVID-19 world where so much of it is virtual as well? So I want to take just a few more minutes tonight, and again, I apologize for the length. The lessons learned took a little longer than I thought they would, but I think it was incredible information, and I'm glad we were able to do that. So I want to highlight 4 very quick things that we're going to look at this year that really deepens our work and enhances our work. Everybody has so much going on right now. The idea is not to do a bunch of new stuff. It's about going deeper in the work that we're currently doing. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Robertson, and he's going to talk about the SELF program, which is something we've been dreaming up over the last couple of years, and then we're ready to implement.
Madam Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Little, I'm pleased to share with you an exciting new program that we're beginning for the children of our Lexington One support staff employees, SELF, Supportive Enrichment for Lexington One Families. What is SELF? So SELF is designed to cultivate relationships with support staff members and their families and provide their children with the following: career awareness opportunities, academic and social emotional enrichment, and access to services, learning experiences, service learning experiences as well, and programs. So 2021 is actually going to serve as a recruitment year to identify the first cohort of participating students in this program. We plan to begin programming during the summer of 2021. Understanding that we need to start small and learn what works with our first cohort, we are prioritizing students of our food service, maintenance, and transportation staff, 3 of our most valuable support staff groups. We plan to expand and offer to all support staff groups, but need to start small and learn through the implementation of this first cohort. The program is designed for students in grades 6 through 12, and it's designed to be sustained support over these 7 years of schooling and launch a high school senior into college or career, a goal that aligns well with our strategic plan. So some of the goals of the SELF program: when we designed the program, we had several goals in mind as to why this program was needed in Lexington One. After meeting with a focus group of support staff from around the district, as well as an action planning team made up of school and district leaders from all divisions, we wrapped the design around these goals. So one area of need that came out in our focus group and action planning team was to support students and families in the transition to middle school. Consistent access over time to academic and career enrichment opportunities such as camps, field trips, workshops, and so on throughout the year, and also through the summer months, was also a goal that we had. Sustained partnerships with families and parents and strong relationships with students are key, and we want to make sure that we continue to improve those relationships with students and their families. And recruitment and retention of high-performing support staff members is also key. We are hopeful that implementation of this program will aid in helping us meet these goals and other goals as they arise. SELF is designed to enhance students' experiences in Lexington One by providing enrichment for every student participant based on their unique needs, interests, and goals. What does this look like? One intention of this program is to create personalized support for each student participant. In meeting with students and their families, we will plan programming based on their needs and interests. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It is one that's going to be tailored to each participant and the unique strengths and opportunities that they bring with them. We will hold after-school sessions for students to take part in that will be held at the district's high schools. During these sessions, students will take part in frequent meetings with academic coaches. The goal of the program is to enhance academic and social-emotional outcomes for students, so they will also receive support from mentors and career specialists during this time. Our vision at this point is that these would take place, again, at feeder high schools. Just because school is out does not mean that we do not need to continue building relationships and communicating with our students. Participants in the SELF program will be matched with summer opportunities, including camps, job shadowing experiences, college visits, etc., to enhance their experiences in Lexington 1. Check-ins with families and participants throughout the summer months will also be a priority, as the academic coaches, career specialists, and/or mentors will stay connected throughout the summer with each of the student participants and his or her family. In order to support students in the program, we understand that families will be an integral part of SELF. We will hold onboarding orientation sessions with all participants and their families to discuss the dimensions of the SELF program and make sure families understand program goals and supports put in place. In addition, we will offer support in navigating district-offered services and assistance in matching family members with the programs personalized to meet the needs of their students. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time.
Hey, this is Jada.
Hey.
Hey, how are these students chosen? I know they're grade 6 through 12 and support staff students, but is there some kind of criteria?
So the criteria at this point is that they are going to be in one of those 3 groups that we talked about that I mentioned in the slide earlier, transportation, food service, and maintenance, and that the students fall into those categories. We're going to be sending out some surveys to folks to identify, and if we don't get response, we'll make sure that we go to great lengths to get response from everyone. So it'll be phone calls, it'll be face-to-face meetings as needed, but we want to make sure that as many students as possible can take part in this.
So all of those students are eligible as
Yes,
long
ma'am.
as, okay, all right. I didn't know if
Absolutely.
there was some kind of other criteria that needed to be met. How was this originally established? Like, what set the groundwork for deciding what kind of program and what they needed in that program?
So we actually were inspired by a similar program that was started. We've had a long-standing relationship with Wake Forest, and one of the programs that they have is actually named SELF as well. And that program is a STEM-focused program. And we've had a relationship with Stan, and he's done a lot of professional learning with some of our elementary schools already. And so that was something that we heard about, and we thought, hey, that could be a really neat thing for us in Lexington 1. So we met with him a few times, and we kind of modeled after his approach, but we really tailored it to our own approach.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My only comments is I'm very excited about this. When I heard about this a year-ish or so ago through some informal conversation, this gets me very excited. It accomplishes 2 things. One, it allows kids to achieve the American dream. It grabs kids that historically were on a different trajectory, and we invest in them and put them on a different one. And to me, that's our leaders for tomorrow, and allows us to be dominant in this world environment, is to have hungry Americans that are talented and are fighting for something better. 2, we're working, Ms. Gaskin talked about the teacher development that's just starting. I mean, we've been doing assistant principals, and now we're working with our teachers. This meets a subclass of our employees and puts another hook in them as an employer to offer value of being part of the Lexington 1 family, which then allows us to keep and retain more talented people in that category, which only benefits our students and our educational offering. So it's a double win, in my opinion.
Absolutely. We're excited about it.
I guess I should ask, what is the cost of this program?
So at this point, we are going to be utilizing some funds that are already in district. Sherry Williams has agreed, because of the ties with career counseling, she's over our career specialists, and we have some designated funds from Perkins and from EEDA already in-house. So we're going to be utilizing those funds as well. And we are, the program coordinator for this is going to be an existing career specialist who is going to be taking this out on as an additional role. So it will not be a cost for a new FTE or anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robertson.
I appreciate-
Very exciting stuff. This has been on the drawing board now, I think, for a couple years, and so it's great to have it now seeing the light of day.